guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're doing this clean girl makeup look, and I'm starting off with my brows, and I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel to just keep my brows in place. And then I am going in with this brow cream by Morphe, and I'm using this spoolie brush to just brush the hairs in place. And I'm using this brow cream to really line my brows, follow the natural line of my brows, and give them a nice fill in before I clean them off. Now I love doing my brows when they are freshly waxed or shaved, or however you like to clean up your brows, because I feel it just gives you a better look and you don't have to deal with the extra hairs. So I had already done that earlier in the weeks, which is why I didn't show that in here. But I feel it's always good to start off with clean brows. And so I'm just going to move on to the other side and do the same. So I'm applying this brow cream and just going over with the spoolie to ensure that they are laying how I want them to look. So I'm going in with this concealer brush, and I'm going to use this to apply the 𝚑𝚑𝚗 Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. And this is what I'm going to use to clean up underneath and above my brows. And I really love this concealer. I've been using it for years, and that's what I've always used for my brows. I always like dragging the concealer down to my eyelid so it doesn't have a lot of product just sitting below my brow line. And it also helps when I am blending everything out. So this is what I'm doing here, just ensuring that they're neat and looking good. And I'm just gonna go over and do the same to the next brow. Now I did mess up the first one, so I went back and filled them in again because I felt they were too thin. So I did go back and fill those in to my liking. Now that the brows are perfect, I am using this e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and this is what I will be using to get my makeup in place. So I just added a little bit over my face, and I am just ensuring that I blend that in really well so that the makeup doesn't move. And this is a really great dupe for the Milk, I think it's the Hydro Milk Makeup Primer. And this one's really good. Right now I am covering my little dark spots or blemishes with that same concealer from earlier. That's the 𝚑𝚑𝚗 Pro Concealer in the color Fawn. And I'm just going over any dark spots that I have on my face, and then I am going to blend that in with a beauty blender. I felt like I needed a bit more coverage for the dark spots, so I went in with this 𝚑𝚑𝚗 color corrector, and this one a little goes a long way, so I just went over the very same spots and just blend that in to give me a little bit more coverage in those areas. So for foundation, I use two different shades and two different foundations. I use the Fenty foundation and the Maybelline full coverage foundation, and that gives me the perfect match, and this happened, yeah. And to blend that in, I'm gonna use the foundation brush. I got this brush from Sephora. It's the number 70 brush, and I feel like it does a great job just blending in the foundation really nice, and it gives a really smooth finish as compared to a beauty blender. So yeah, I'm just gonna blend that in really well. Flawless makeup really begins with your skincare routine, but it's also blending. It's a lot of blending. So if you don't blend the products, the right way, or at least try to blend them in really well, then you won't have a good finished product. So it takes a lot of time, the blending process, ensuring that everything looks good and there are no harsh lines, but it is all worth it, and that's what gives you a really smooth finished look at the end. So yeah, it's always important to just take time and ensure that you blend out the foundation, the concealer, and everything into your skin. Moving on to eyeshadow, I don't like doing too much with my eyes, so I always just use this brown shade and I apply that all over my lids and just ensure that I blend it out really well. And this is the only color that I'll be using on my lids. After doing my eyeshadow, I love using this highlighter, and I only use it for the arch of my brows. It gives the brow a nice lifted look, and so I just use the tiniest amount and I go in and apply it to the arch of my brows. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my eye. I keep it really simple. I don't like doing too much to it. Going back in with concealer, I'm using this 𝚑𝚒𝚑𝚗 Pro Concealer, and this one is the color beige and it's a lighter shade, and so I'm using this concealer to highlight the areas that I want to be highlighted. So I'm using this under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, my forehead, my chin, and my cupid's bow, and I am just going to blend that in. I try not to use a lot since it is a lighter shade, so it's really going to highlight everything. So I try to go in with just a little bit of product at first, and then if I feel like I need to add some more, then I'll go ahead and do that. But usually a little goes a long way, so I'm just blending that in under my eyes and the other areas that I applied it. Moving on to contouring, I have this palette here that I'm going to be using, and I'm just going to do my jawline and my cheekbones, and I'm also going to be doing a little bit of my forehead. I usually don't apply a lot of contouring, honestly, because when it comes to contouring, I usually have no idea what I'm doing. I just go with the flow, but it always comes out looking cute, so that's what matters. But yeah, I just apply a little bit in these areas, and then I blend it out. I'm then going in with this 𝚑𝚑𝚗𝚘 Buttercup Banana Powder, and this is really to set the concealer in place, and this is what I believe baking is as well. So I only bake for like a little bit. I don't really like the white look that it leaves when the powder sits on the face for too long, so I just use a little bit and I go over the areas where I applied the concealer and clean up that contour line, which would be my jawline or my cheek area, and then my cupid's bow. And I go in with a brush afterwards and I just blend everything out nicely, wipe away the excess powder. I love going in with this 𝚑𝚑𝚗𝚘 Pearl Powder Foundation, and I use that over my entire face, but I focus on the areas that I applied concealer to, just to ensure that there's no white cast or anything like that, and I ensure that there's no harsh lines as well. So I use that powder to kind of cover up if that's the case with the baking powder that I used. I really don't do too much for blush, but I love the look that it gives, so I go in with a little bit of product at a time and I just build on that to my liking. So the next thing I'll be doing is using this eye pencil or ultra lip liner, and I just use that to line my waterline. Before applying any lip product, I love using just a wet wipe, and I will wipe off any excess product that may have gotten onto my lips during the entire process before applying my lipstick or lip gloss or whatever the case may be. I am going in with my setting spray, and this one is by Charlotte Tilbury, and I really love this one. I feel like it keeps the makeup in place the entire day. And I've also been loving using this Morphe one, so I usually just add a little bit of that on there with the Charlotte Tilbury. For mascara, I'm going in with this Fenty Beauty Hella Thick Mascara, and it does a really great job with just bringing out the eyelashes, as you can tell, and I love everything about it. It's a really great mascara, and definitely a great purchase from Fenty Beauty. For my lips, I'm a matte girly, so I have these two matte lipsticks. One is this brown shade and the other one is this very light pink shade. I'm not exactly sure where I got them from because I've had them for a while, but I go over my lips with the brown one and then I just add a little bit of the pink in the middle to sort of create like an ombre effect. Finally, I'm using this highlighter brush and I'm going to add a little bit of highlight to the bridge of my nose and my cupid's bow as well as my cheekbones, and this just puts the finishing touch on everything, gives a nice little glowy look, which I love. So this is the completed look, guys. I really think this is a great everyday look, something that's clean and really gives that girl energy. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you're notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next one.